one other aspect of the American system that bothers me is the culture amongst lawyers themselves. What I mean by that is that most lawyers who end up in private practice start out as prosecutors. They start out as prosecutors knowing that if they get a high-profile case or they make a name for themselves, they are likely to stand a good chance of going into private practice where, of course, the pay differentials are considerable. Now, that encourages prosecutors to want to get headline cases, be particularly aggressive in the pursuit of their criminal cases, with a view to thinking about getting a more lucrative career later on. When they then become defense attorneys, they've all got close relationships with one another, with the prosecuting office from which they came from, and it's a sort of self-perpetuating wheel of crime and prosecution and defenses, and everyone's in it to win in that sense, and it means that there is a significant degree of incentive to be aggressive if you're a prosecutor, because you know that that's likely to enhance your career as well as having all of the other sort of benefits that it brings. And that's, again, something that it's a culture that doesn't exist in the United Kingdom, and I wouldn't want to see it start to exist in this country either.
There is a very large element of careerism. Federal prosecutors, they spend a few years prosecuting people. They get some notches on their belt. They put people away for long periods of time. They come out. They're offered partnerships right away in these white shoe law firms. They're given very large salaries, bonuses because they had prosecutorial experience, and they now become defense lawyers.
John Huston, we have heard, I've never been able to prove this, but I have heard it so that I believe it, was hired specifically, before Ken was ever indicted, to try Ken Lay. And I understand why a young man who is ambitious and smart would want to try Ken Lay. Another little known fact in how the prosecution of cases like this works is that we on the defense side are paid guns to defend people, and no question about it. But we are who we are. Our careers are made. We're either hired by other people or not hired by other people, and the outcome of one particular case isn't dispositive of our career. But young people in the Justice Department, by young people I mean those in about the 40-year-old age bracket who are ambitious and want to move up the food chain and make more money, can find nothing better than an opportunity to prosecute a case like this, because every one of the upper management of the Enron task force, as they departed, were made partners in major white-collar law firms. I understand ambition. I, as a young man, had some myself. What I don't understand is the limits beyond which this case has been pushed by ambitious people.
One of the Enron prosecutors who wrote a book states in his book that being a federal prosecutor was a ticket to personal wealth. If you look at where these prosecutors are today, most of them have taken corporate jobs with large law firms, working on the defense side, who just recently they called the dark side. And the irony is overwhelming.
All the prosecutors that tried the case against Jeff and Ken have since gone on from their government jobs to corner offices in 4, 5, 6 name law firms making 6, 7-figure salaries. It put them on the map.